Hello, everyone. Welcome again and happy Winning Wednesday and happy Valentine's Day. Like you can see here, we have these sparkling good colors here. And in the studio again today, it's the second interview for our young author, a young engineer who is publishing his second children's book tomorrow on World Hippos Day. And he is just rushing from school to make for the interview, and we are starting a few minutes late. We apologize for that because he's a student, so he needed to rush to the interview. But thank you guys so much for watching. We are happy again to have you here in the studio. It is the desire and the passion of One Global Movement to help young people and children worldwide in all their endeavors, in all their adventures, whether it is book writing, whether it is academics, whether it is learning a trade, business, whatever it is that they are doing, it is the desire and mission of One Global Movement to promote children in the world while helping them with tools that they can use to build on their hopes and their dreams, and also, especially to defeat hunger, illiteracy, homelessness, abuse, and poverty worldwide. We are happy to have you here again, Al, for the second day. And welcome. And can you let the audience again know who you are?
So, my name is Al Ghazali. You can also call me Al. I am a college student in aerospace engineering, and I also write stories as well. And that includes the one we're going to talk about today. Why are hippos so mean?
Thank you so much. And talk about you a little bit today during the 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time show. And one lady for sure from Canada said, hippos are so mean. And I said, um, hippos are animals that are very territorial, just like humans. Hippos are very territorial. So you don't invade somebody's territory and then you expect them to be just nice to you. So we got to really set some healthy boundaries around ourselves. So it's very interesting. I'm really so grateful that young people like you are writing their books. They're writing their stories. They really want to help. And what inspired you to write this book? I know I've asked you this question before because a lot of things inspire writers or inspire people to do certain things. What inspired you to write this book?
So basically, like I said on Monday, I had this story in my head since like fifth grade, believe it or not. Um, so it basically, so basically, how the story goes is that hippos have dealt with bullying from the other animals, so that's why they are so territorial and deadly today. That basic plot has been in my head ever since fifth grade, and I finally wrote it into a story starting last year. So, yeah, thank goodness for that idea. That's what
I'm
got me
re-
started.
that is such a wonderful thing that since from fifth grade, you never forgot about it and you still had it in your head, in your mind, you just still want to do it. And finally, you did it. You never gave up. And even though from that fifth grade up to now, you've been doing a lot of other things, and now you finally did. Yes, thank you so much for doing that. I think this is going to be something that will inspire other young people and children and parents to encourage their children, whatever their stories are, whatever they have, whatever thoughts they have, they need to be encouraged to do that. And I know, being your mother, that this is not your first book that you're going to publish. I know you published another one. Can you tell us about that, the first published book that you've written?
Yeah, thank you. So the first one that I published, it was on International Sloth Day. Yeah, two animal days, I know. It is called How the Special Sloth Became Fast. It was on October I published that on October 20th of 2022. It's basically about a sloth and his journey on becoming fast after almost getting eaten by a predator.
Oh, wow. I think your books about animals, I can tell because I know that since from little, you love all forms of animals. You care a lot about animals, and you really spend your money feeding animals. Even right now, as I speak, there is animal food at home that you left behind for me to help feed the birds for you. And sometimes I do that, sometimes I forget, but all the same, you love animals. And there's a lot of noticeable characteristics about hippos because you were writing this book, and because I get to be part of it. That sometimes you showed me what you were doing. It really made me to learn about hippos. Like they have large sizes. They are among the largest land animals, with males typically weighing between 1,500 to 3,200 kilometers, and then
Kilograms.
females too, they weigh, but the male really weigh a lot. And then they are semi-aquatic, which means hippos spend much of their time submerged in water to keep cool and protect their sensitive skin from the sun. And despite their size, they are surprisingly very agile swimmers and can hold their breath for several minutes. When I think about some of these characteristics and why you choose this particular character, I think about you as a child that loves water. From birth, you love water, and I was thinking, why does this baby, or this, even up to today, you still love water? Considering how tall you are, considering your size, I am just like, I think he's writing about himself because he swims. You are like one of the gentle giants in our family, and yet you're so active. You can run, you can flip, you can do a lot of things, and a lot of things that people of your size, and you are very active. I'm always catching my breath when you and I are walking. I'm just running behind you. So, and some of the characteristics, like I said, the large size, the semi-aquatic, they are herbivorous. That means they eat the herbivorous diet, the aggressive behavior, the large canine teeth, they are social animals, they are nocturnal habits, they are thick, hairless skin, and more. So, with all these characteristics of the hippo, which one do you fit in there more mostly?
Um, well, first of all, I am 6'4". I am pretty darn heavy, and they say hippos are actually very muscular despite their looks, and they don't even have that much fat. It's just all muscle and the way they're shaped, which is why they sink in the water. They don't even actually swim. When you're made up of muscle, you tend to sink more. And in the hippo's case, that combined with their heavy bones makes them sink. So they actually walk underwater instead of swim. So yeah. Anyway, I guess for me, it's the fact that we are both big and tall, and also the fact that we are surprisingly athletic, as you mentioned earlier, Mom.
Yes, it is. It is because some people, I think it's the way people think, because the way society is, people think, oh, when you're this tall and big, you can do certain things, but that is not true. Especially in the case of the hippo, and you chose that animal, and you have some of those characteristics, and that is such a wonderful thing. So I am really so happy. And I say happy Valentine's? I want to say, did I say it? Let me show you this. Happy
Oh, look at that!
Valentine's to everyone, and a
Nice.
big kiss to everyone here today. Did you have anything to say happy Valentine's to people with, or?
Um, yeah, I guess now that you brought it up, I do have this little thing that I came up on the computer today.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Says it is Valentine's Day. Show Al me some love by checking out his books. And here's a QR code that I'm going to leave out for just a moment, and I'll let you know when I'm about to put it down.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Valentine's Day, it's you know, Some people think that, oh, you show love only on Valentine's Day. Love is every day. But then it becomes so neat to choose one day a year to actually show that, because we also realize that there are some people that don't have people to wish them happy Valentine's. So it will be a very nice thing to do that. So thank you so much for doing that. I am really so happy that you're doing all of this, you know. So
Mhm.
now we're going to, I know that some of these questions I asked you already yesterday, but it will be a nice thing to really, really talk about them. Now, the most important thing that I really want to ask here first before we move on is what actually inspired you to write this book? Can you tell the audience again?
Yeah. By the way, before I answered that, if you don't know how to scan a QR code, just grab your cell phone, open the camera, and then make sure that it looks at it. So, what really inspired me to write the book was how I came up with the idea of, you know, how hippos became aggressive. I I did just mention that it just popped up in my head and since like fifth grade. So it was just one of those. It was just one of those ideas that just popped up in the head. And then what made me write the book is that I wrote the previous book, and then I just thought this thought just keeps going in my head. It's about time that I wrote it into an actual story. So
Okay.
that's what brought me to write the book itself.
Yeah, thank you so much because this gives the audience the thinking that when you have a thought in your head, explore that thought, because when everything that we do in life, it comes just as started as a little thought, and then then you work it out into something bigger, which is what we are having here today. And I know from your first book, another thing that you said inspire you was because you like to teach children. And being that you started reading before 3 years old, you wanted to promote and encourage early reading in children, and not just reading. And you are also helping um, students and other people that are finding difficulties in math concepts and higher math. So is that still the case with this book? One of the reasons why you're publishing it?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's a there is some smart words, but I'd say it's for everybody to start learning how to read, and that is indeed one of the reasons why I wrote this book as well, to encourage early reading.
Yes, thank you so much. And I know that you've also, I think you gave a copy to the public library close to us here, isn't it?
A copy of the Sloth book.
No, the other one, the first published one.
Yep, that would be the Sloth book.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
slot
yeah,
book.
I
Okay.
did. I gave
Okay.
some to my high school actually too.
Thank you. Suresh.
Hmm.
Suresh Babu is here, and Joy Dap is here. Thank you guys so much. We are here with this young student, aerospace engineering student, who is publishing his second book. And he's publishing that tomorrow. Maybe it's already tomorrow for some people. Thursday, which is February 15, which is World Hippo Day. And so he
Hmm.
had an interview on Monday. He's having another one today. Tomorrow, he might not be there because he goes to school, but if he's there, he can stop by. Hello, Jody Rice. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so I will be the one to be promoting him. In One Global Movement, we are here to provide tools for young people and children that they can use to begin to build on their hopes and their dream, explore their adventures using those tools and their various endeavors. So charity begins at home, because my son, he's going to be the second time Amazon international best published author. So his desire is to encourage early reading in children, because he started reading before he turned 3, and he likes to help children to read, and also those that are finding some challenges in math concepts and higher math concepts. So he helps, and he's helped quite a few students that are doing very well now in math. So I asked him, he's somebody of a few words, because he chooses and picks what he says, which is very good for anybody. So he is here to talk about this book. He loves animals just as well as he loves humans. So he's using his talents to put them in a book and to encourage children to start reading at an early age. We were reading to him when he was in the stomach, because my grandmother taught me to do that. And he came out, this boy loved to read, and he's doing very well in school, and I'm glad that he's putting these talents in order to also help other young people. This book is good for homeschooling, it's good for schools, it's good for a gift, it's good for the library, it's good for everywhere, even St. Jude's Hospital, so that children everywhere can read. Because we want to eliminate hunger and illiteracy and poverty, but when you feed a child, we should be able to educate that child how to also do it for themselves, so they don't get back to the same point. You know, that means they should be able to read, even reading what they are buying from the store, so that they know that what they are buying is a good thing. So that is why we are here today. And I know that I'm going to be going live again at 8 p.m. But I really thank you guys so much for following me everywhere, making sure that you are inspiring me to do what I am doing. So we're starting now with my son. If you are hearing this today, you have children, you have grandchildren that they're aspiring to do something and they're not yet there. Please, please, please bring them, or you can come and talk about them in One Global Movement, so that we can inspire those children. Because in due time, we have a lot of programs that are going to go on for young people and children, scholarships, programs, international internship programs, and other things. But we thank God that, being descendants from unpassive, when those apples start falling, things will come. Hello, Momodu Jallo. We are here interviewing a young author who is my son, Al Golden Touray. This is the second interview, and he's publishing that book tomorrow. And you can order your Kindle copy. I am going to be putting in some links. Do you have those links there to put them in the chat, Al, somehow?
Somehow I can't put it in the chat. I just tried to, but if you can, I did send them to you into our private chat, Mom. So yeah,
Okay.
go ahead and send that
Tomorrow
to everybody.
is the publication day, and he might not be here. He'll be in school, but if he has the time, he will stop by. But I will be the whole day from 4:45 Eastern, 4:45 p.m. Eastern daytime, so that I can promote this book. And this is what we are doing. If your child is writing a book, your child has an adventure or something that they are doing or something that they want to do, they are not yet there. One Global Movement is here to encourage them, to see what tools we can provide for them to help them to do what God has put within them to do. Just like we're doing with my son. We started with him very young, in the stomach, in the womb, actually reading to him. And it is encouraged that we read to our children while in the womb. I'm talking to especially the young men and women out there that are still having babies. We need to. And we read to them all the time, so that they will be surrounded with books, surrounded on how to count math problems. This is what we are doing here. Thank you so much. One thing that I'm going to ask, I just forgot to mention, those links will be with us tomorrow. So come tomorrow at 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. When is the book launch? But please go on Amazon. You can go on Amazon and order your copy, your Kindle copy. It's $1.99. Let us come together to support young people in all their endeavors and adventures worldwide, so that they know that we are out there. We see what is going on in the world with our young people. We see what is going on in the world with some children, a lot of social challenges that is setting our children back. They can't eat, or even if they eat, it's not healthy food. They cannot go to school because they are They don't even have food to eat. They don't have shelter. They don't have the means. And sometimes it's because of war they are running. And so I am so grateful that One Global Movement is here for that. So let us get to the young author here again. So, and this young author is in school full time doing aerospace engineering, just so you guys know. But on his spare time, he doesn't waste time. He focuses on writing children's books with very beautiful graphics. You know, children read when they see the beautiful graphics, and he's very good at that because he draws. He also plays music, which is good for children. So, a reflection on the publication. How does it feel to have your book published and out in the world? How do you really feel? Because for me, I know I'm also an author and I felt overwhelmed, but I was so excited, but I was also happy because throughout my life, I've always wanted to publish books to help, to put out my story out there to help other people. So, how does it feel to you to have your book published and out in the world? And the second book for this matter, how does it feel to you?
You know, the the me the version of myself who was so young would not believe it, honestly, because it is it really is amazing how one can publish his own story, especially when he does all the work like I did. I wrote and illustrated everything, and that feeling alone of writing a book, it it's really good. It's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. And like you hear him say, he likes it. The feeling of you writing your own books, doing the graphics. With his first book, he wrote it, he wanted an editor. And he even sent it into Amazon. Everybody said there's no need because they didn't realize that he can do that, such a fabulous job without an editor. So the diagrams, color combination, everything, he did everything. And so Amazon was so pleased with it and said, there is no need to correct anything. Even an author that we found, we were going to pay, I think it was 2,500 to be edited. The lady was just
Yeah,
point blank and said, there is no need for me to do anything here because you did such a fabulous, wonderful job that nobody needs to correct anything here. We are saying all this because I cannot be supporting teaching children in the world without the example starting from home. And home being that I have to be able to do it with my own child so that other people can see that we are not just talking in One Global Movement. We are talking with facts. We are talking with living examples because when you teach your child well, when you raise your child in the way of the Lord, when you raise your child with high integrity, when you raise your child with love, making sure that your child is included. Me and the dad, we decided that we are going to raise this child all inclusion so that this child can express himself. And he's the kind that expresses himself. He doesn't talk that much, but he expresses himself well. Good communication. And so this is also seen in his book. Order your copy. Give a book to a child that needs a book to read that they cannot afford to buy for themselves. And I will be putting the QR code here tomorrow at the same time, 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. I will make sure that it goes onto the chat so that everybody can scan it. Even right now, you can go to Amazon. You will find the book there. You will find it there. And what is the title of the book again, Al?
the book that I'm
When you
publishing right
publish
now.
tomorrow, yeah.
Why are hippos so mean?
Yes. Why are hippos so mean? And what is your name on the Al Ghazali Tourey? Is that what is it on the Amazon website?
My pen name is Big Al Touré. That's my
Okay, Big
nickname.
Al Tourey. So either way, you will see why are the hippos so mean? Big Al Tourey. You can type your name on the chat there and the title of the book so that they can see. Okay.
All right.
Yes, do that for them while you're also answering questions because I really want a lot of kids and young people to be encouraged. He is focused on his education, writing books, building himself up. And I highly, highly encourage young people that if you're learning a trade, you're going to school, whatever you're doing, focus on that. The rest of the other things will come. They will come at God's appointed time. But it doesn't mean that you cannot try. Keep trying and things will work. And so I want to congratulate other young people out there and children that are doing similar things or other things that they are building, because children are always building something. We need to encourage them and be with them as they build. So, what advice will you give to aspiring writers who are working on their own projects right now? What advice would you give them?
Well, I'd say start by going to Kindle Direct Publishing. That's how I started, and just put it out there. It doesn't even matter how much money you make. Put it out there. As soon as you complete your story, go ahead and put it out there and watch some tutorials and put it out there. Yeah, put it out there.
Yes, that means when you have a thought, start working on it. I know that with this idea that he had, it's been since fifth grade, but it never slipped away from his memory. I see him around the home drawing characters and doing this and just keeping them, but it never went away. And so last year, when he published a first book last year, he said, "Mommy, I'm going to publish another one this year," and he wants to publish more in series so that he will help a student to read. And we are encouraging every child. We are encouraging every young man and woman out there. We're encouraging our children. There are kids as young as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that they are scribbling things and writing. We should take those things serious because those are thoughts and ideas that come from their head within them. And so we should place emphasis on that, try to help these children to put that into books, or even if they don't write the content, pictures alone with one word will help another child. And that is one of the ways to for them to build wealth. Wealth is not just money. Number one, wealth is knowledge. When you have that knowledge, you can do a lot of things. So are there any let me just ask you this. I'm so curious because you always surprise me all the time. As your mother, I never know what you're coming up with. So are there any upcoming projects or ideas you are excited to explore next?
Well, I'll see if I could rewrite an amateurly drawn comic book that I wrote some years ago. So be on the lookout for that. And I do really want to write more kids books, at least a few more. I have no idea what's coming up next, but yeah, look out for my comic as well as other kids books in the near and distant future.
Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. That is so great. Watch out and look out for more kids' book and other did you say action figure characters or what did you say? What kind of characters?
Oh, it's it's an original character that I wrote into a comic. So
Okay.
yeah, look out for that.
Watch out for comic books, more children comic books that are coming. He said that, and I also tell you so you don't be taken by surprise. Watch out for even math because that's he's very gifted in that area. For him to be able to do that aerospace, so a lot of those things are things that are going to help children. We encourage our own children. Let them put what is in their head on paper, and so that we can teach them how to do it. I am here. I am a fourth time published author as well, and I can help children to do something. Because if we are helping children in the world through One Global Movement and through Unpassive, even using O Plus and O Academy from Mr. Ashmufare, we should be able to start helping these children now. Time waits for no one. And thank God that you had this idea since from fifth grade. And I'm sure I was busy working and running around. I could have encouraged this idea to take place. But sometimes we just have to let children be until they are ready. Because sometimes if they're not ready for their project, we will not be able to really push them to do it. But we can certainly teach them what to do. So now, how do you hope your book will really resonate with the readers? How do you plan to get this book out there? And how do you think this book is going to resonate with the population that you're writing to?
Well, I just want to say thank you for, well, thank you again for having me because of this book. So, yeah, this is one of the ways that people will know about it. By all of you watching this interview. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and hearing about my story and my book, Why Are Hippos So Mean? And we're just trying to tell everybody we know, and yeah, we're just gonna keep getting the word out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And do you have any events or engagements planned to connect with your audience? Because some people they connect like they go to Facebook, they actually read some pages of the book so that people, children can get it or families can get it to their children. And I know that sometimes you even sell your books physically, plus the ones that Amazon is also doing for you. And I know that you're doing that. So do you have any event plan, even though I know that you're very busy with school?
An event, not yet, but I am pretty active on social media. So if you see any of my stories on Instagram or Facebook, yeah, if you see any of my stories on there, it may it may contain some information about my book, and it'll definitely contain some information about it this week. I'll be posting every day for at least a week or two, and maybe even longer. So yeah,
Wow.
for that.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. I'm not going to take much of your time because I know that you are a student. You just really found this little slot of window to be here for this continuation of interview for your book publication tomorrow, Thursday the 15th on World Hippo Day. You heard him, you heard us. We are here for the children. We can't just be talking, encouraging children without seeing tangible examples like this, because everything that is good in this life is buried in books. If we do not train our children to read, even if we feed our children when they are hungry, we feed them, we don't teach them how to get that food themselves, the children are still going to be at the same spot. We need to teach them and teach them how to get the good things that are healthy for them. Reading is very healthy. And I must remind you again, you see this boy right here, we started reading. We made the decision, me and the dad, that we are going to start reading. But my grandmother, first of all, taught me. I didn't think that you can read to a baby, unborn baby. I did not know that until my grandmother taught me very young that when you're pregnant, start reading to your baby, especially when that baby is 4 months or 5 months old in your tummy, that baby will start to move. Guess what? We followed that. We followed that gift from my grandmother, and we were reading to this boy. When we opened the book, me and the dad were reading and rubbing my stomach, he would start to bombard my stomach like he was happy all the time. When he's quiet, the moment we start reading, that's what was happening. And this boy came out, he was reading, and I wasn't comfortable that he was reading before he turned 3. But I even consulted the doctor. The doctor said that some kids are like that there is nothing wrong with him, because I had to really ask the doctor to examine him to make sure that he was okay. And we come from a family of big heads. My grandmother's head is big. On his father's side, like you can see, I am the little midget. Me and my dad are the little midget of my family. My family, we are tall giants, and the dad family is the same. That's the way you see him there. But he's a very active boy. So he just came out reading. Sometimes he would just be in the bathroom. If he doesn't read something, he would not quit. He won't eat. Even building something like Legos, or you buy a new toy, if he doesn't build it, he will not eat. So that's how it is with children. Watching your child watching your child to see what pattern are you noticing in your child that you can promote, that you can encourage with love and good nurturing. So this is what One Global Movement is all about, and it can only get better and better. We need more children in the world that are doing projects. Let us know about children in your community. Let us know what you're doing with your own children or your grandchildren. Bring them here so that we can, this stage, One Global Movement stage, belongs to children and not us. We are training these children because they are the future. They are the future doctors, leaders, engineers, writers, and what have you. They are the future. And so thank you so much, Al. And I want to thank the audience for being here. I see Suresh, who was the very first person to be here. Thank you so much for being here. I see Joy Dabab. Thank you so much for being here. Jody Rice says, Happy Valentine's. Happy Valentine's to you, Jody. We love you guys so much. And thank you for thanking me, Jody. Let me highlight it on the screen here. We see Suresh. Babu, thank you so much. Some of you are attending One Global Movement the second time today. Thank you so much. Joy Dab, how are you? If you're new here, we are here for children. And we go twice a day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I will do that tonight. But this one is an extra because of this young man, this young student that is publishing books for children to help children to start reading very early and also helping them with math concepts. So publication is tomorrow. Order your Kindle copy if you so desire, so you can help a child near you to learn to read. Hello, Judy, again. Thank you. And thank you so much, Judy. I will really love you. Thank you. Yes, yes. And Sorey says, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And we see here, this is the title by the author, Why Are Hippos So Mean? By Big Al Tourey. That's exactly what you're going to see on Amazon if you go to order your Kindle copy. For right now, there are only going to be Kindle copies. And then later on, you can order the hardback copies. But right now, Kindle, because we are with our phone 24/7. The children are with the phone 24/7. Why don't you bless a child with a book that they can read? And we have Momodu here. Thank you so much, Momodu. Hello, Mundih and Mr. Tourey. Yes, thank you for sharing your thoughts and talents to us. Very informative and educative. Yes, thank you so much. Yes. And physical copies coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. The physical copies are already coming out tomorrow, Thursday, because it's launch date. Let us encourage people. We'll be here tomorrow the whole day. Feel free to stop by to say hello. You can be on the stage here just to say hello or to just wave and pass by and see what is going because it's launch date. We encourage people to do that because this is the way we want our children to live. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Al, so much for taking the time off your school schedule to be here because this is what it takes, it entails. We have to sacrifice to do things that uplift humanity, particularly our children. Continue to write those books. Continue. I know that you're out of state and mommy is not with you, but I know that you're a very independent child and you're doing so well. Continue to focus on your studies and also helping others that are finding difficulties, especially in science subjects and mathematics. It's a great thing to help. Thank you so much. And I'm sure a lot of children like your first book, they're going to love this one too. Thank you guys so much. I love you. And I will see you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you cannot, I always say, you need to focus on yourself. Make sure you're eating well, you're drinking lots of water, and make sure that your children and your families are, so that when you come to One Global Movement, you can contribute even more. Together, we're building a solid foundation that will help children worldwide in 195 countries. Thank you so much, young author, Mr. Al Tourey. It was our pleasure to have you here as the first One Global Movement student author that we are interviewing, and it can only get better and better. And if you know any students that are struggling with to write their book or with any project, refer them to One Global Movement so that we can see how we can help them to jumpstart their projects. So thank you so much. I love you and I wish you the very best. Happy Valentine's Day again to you and the audience.
I love you too, Mom.
Yes.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Valentine's Day.
Yes. Bye-bye.